Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and welcome back to another movie review. And before I start this new movie review for tonight, I just want to let you all know that why am I filming the review like this? Well, I still have my birthday stuff that I got from August 27th. I still have some of my birthday bags that are still on my dresser there, so yeah, and that's why I kind of feel like doing this review filming like this, since I'm actually filming on my bed here where my computer is and where I'm filming with my phone here. So yeah, I just want to let you all know about that. I just want to let you know that I decided to do the review like this. So yeah, more comfortable anyway. So anyway, tonight's review is going to be on the new Tim Burton movie. I just got back from seeing. And this is going to be Tim Burton's new movie, which just came out today. And like I said, I just got back from seeing it. Beetlejuice. Or should I say, Beetlejuice 2. And yeah, I said it 3 times. Like, you guys get it. But yeah, so Beetlejuice 2 is the sequel to the 1988 horror comedy fantasy film Beetlejuice from Tim Burton. And I actually revisited the first Beetlejuice on Max recently before seeing the sequel, and I still think Beetlejuice is still one of Tim Burton's best movies, and it's also an all-time classic too. And then many years later, until this year, we got a sequel to Beetlejuice, and yeah, it's kind of a lame. It kind of sounds like a dumb title, Beetlejuice. Like I'm just gonna call it Beetlejuice 2 for this review. So yeah. So, in this movie, Beetlejuice 2 goes like this. 3 generations of the Deeds family return home to Winter River after an unexpected family tragedy. And still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life soon gets turned upside down when her teenage daughter discovers a mysterious portal to the afterlife. When someone says Beetlejuice's name 3 times, the mischievous demon gleefully returns to unleash his very own brand of mayhem. And of course, like Winona Ryder's character from the original film, they have she has a teenage daughter now who's played by Jenna Ortega. Jenna Ortega, who played Wednesday Addams on the Netflix show Wednesday, which was a really great show. And yeah, and I also liked her in Scream as well, Scream 5 and 6, and yeah, and of course Ty West's ex, I liked her in that film too. But yeah, pretty much the story of Beetlejuice is pretty much the sequel to how like Beetlejuice like turned out like at the end. But yeah, but like I said, this movie takes place like sometime after the events of the original Beetlejuice, and yeah. And of course, some of the original cast members didn't return, like Alec Baldwin and Jeffrey Jones, but we all know why for Jeffrey Jones, and same thing goes to Alec Baldwin, since he's not in this film either. But of course, we got some returning cast members like Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton. And of course, we got some newer cast members like Willem Dafoe, Jenna Ortega, Justin Thorex, and Thorex, whatever you want to say his last name. And yes, Catherine O'Hara's in the movie too. Yep. But anyway, so, and like I said, I think the original like I said, my opinion on the first Beetlejuice film from 1988 is still an all-time classic and one of Tim Burton's best movies. And then when I heard there was going to be a sequel coming out, it kind of had me interested a little bit since I thought the trailer looked interesting. And yeah, and I think after seeing this movie, Beetlejuice 2 actually turned out to be a pretty solid, entertaining sequel. I thought it was great. Like, sure, it's not as good as the original Beetlejuice, but it was still entertaining enough. Like, I thought it was still entertaining and funny enough, because this movie did have some funny scenes here and there, while at the same time there can be some scary scenes in terms of like family-friendly horror elements that are like in a way. And yeah, my only like what and of course, my flaw I do have with this movie, Beetlejuice, my one of my flaws I have with this movie is that some scenes kind of felt like nostalgia bait, where it's basically like nostalgia bait like thrown into your face. But But I like how Tim Burton is actually coming up with like a news story, like during some parts and elements to this movie that kind of don't really feel that doesn't really feel like a rehash of the original Beetlejuice. Because I like how Tim Burton actually does put some elements here and there to put some new story elements put into this movie. And even though Tim Burton's actually the one who directed this movie, and it's because we got some different screenwriters who wrote this film. And yeah, Tim Burton hasn't really directed a new movie since 5 years ago, since he directed the live-action remake to the Disney movie Dumbo, which I did see. I remember seeing I remember seeing the live-action Dumbo remake in theaters 5 years ago. I actually went and saw the Dumbo remake with my dad, and yeah, and I remember liking it at the time. But I think after 5 years, it's kind of like a solid, like just like a fine enough remake, even though I'm not really that big on Disney live-action remakes to animated films anymore. But the Dumbo remake was decent enough, period said. Like, period. But then 5 years later, Tim Burton came back to direct a sequel to Beetlejuice, and like I said, I thought Beetlejuice 2, I thought was a great sequel. Yeah, it actually turned out to be a fine, fun flick. Yeah, I should say this is kind of like almost similar. This is kind of like in the same genre as the first Beetlejuice, where it's like dark fantasy, horror, comedy films, like comedy genres, should I say? And Danny Elfman's music is still really great too, because and that's the thing with Beetlejuice. Danny Elfman, like Tim Burton's longtime music collaborator, Danny Elfman's music is still awesome, and of course his main title, Beetlejuice music, was also featured in a bunch of animated kids trailers, like Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who, as well as Monster House. Yeah, because Danny Elfman's music has been featured in a lot of movie trailers, including including The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox, which I actually still have not seen yet, but maybe I'll check it out for Halloween spooky season. Yeah, next month. I'll look into it and I'll keep you guys posted. But yes, I'm just here to review the second Beetlejuice films to just to share you guys my thoughts on it. And yeah, I just got back from seeing it. Yeah, so overall, Beetlejuice 2 was a great enough sequel to Beetlejuice. And I'm gonna rate this movie 4 stars out of 5. Yeah. So yeah, if you're a fan of the original Beetlejuice, then I'm sure you'll definitely have a lot of fun with this one. And I recommend it. And I actually got some brand new trailers in front of this film. And the first 2 trailers I got during my screening of Beetlejuice, the first 2 trailers I got during my screening of this movie, the first 2 trailers were actually Christmas trailers. Like, the first trailer was Red One with Dwayne Johnson, and the other was this Christmas movie from Lionsgate called The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. Which I'm still debating on that one. I'm probably not really gonna see it, since I'm probably gonna have other things to see on my I'm probably gonna have other movies to see on my watch. And oh yeah, and of course I also got the new trailer for Wicked. Yeah, it's actually the new trailer to Wicked. As for Wicked itself, like I'm still not really too sure if I'll see Wicked, because I have seen a Broadway musical about Wicked like many years ago with my parents, and Shirley Ralph was actually in the Broadway musical that I went and saw years ago. But as for the movie Wicked, I'm not really too sure about Wicked. So yeah, it's gonna be a busy November every year, but. Yeah, anyway. And I also got, trying to remember the previews I got. Most of you guys have seen my community tab updates about it, like the previews I got in front of Beetlejuice 2. Oh yeah, I also got Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Sonic 3. And of course, I also got, oh yeah, and the last 2 previews I got were a Minecraft movie, which I'm not really too sold on this Minecraft movie that everyone's been talking about, after the teaser just got released with Jack Black as Steve. But it'll probably be something I'll still check out anyway for opinion purposes, even though I'm not really sold on it, but I'll still check it out for opinion purposes, since I remember playing Minecraft a lot back in my old days. I think like back in my teenage days. And oh yeah, and of course, the last preview I got in front of this movie was actually an anime film based on Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's actually this new Lord of the Rings anime film, which, in my opinion, guys, the Lord of the Rings was never really my taste, because I mean, even though this anime Lord of the Rings film could be good, I mean, it could be really good. But the point is, guys, like, I never really got into Lord of the Rings. I wasn't really that big on Lord of the Rings. I mean, I do get why it's popular, but my dad even told me that he was never into Lord of the Rings either. So, sorry guys. I'm just not really a fan of the Lord of the Rings films. Excuse me. But yeah, so Beetlejuice 2, I thought, like I said, I thought it was a great movie, and I recommend it. Yep. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for my review on Beetlejuice 2. And that's going to be it for this video, so make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying, goodbye everybody, and that's about it.